2016-17 Meridian School District Food Service Board Report. Our food service team has had some changes this year. At Monroe Center School, we have Tracy Nason. She is our head cook, with Charlotte Garrett as the assistant cook. Over at the high school, we have Nancy Cullen. She is our head cook, and Stacy Mannix as an assistant cook. Over at the junior high, we have Sherry Byers. Sherry is our cashier at the junior high, plus she is the district mail courier in the morning. Monroe Center School, I did more updates to the kitchen area. I continued that painting pattern from the hallways to the kitchen walls, adding picture frames on the walls where we display pictures of our students eating hot lunch or breakfast in our cafeteria. These pictures are changed periodically throughout the school year. The USDA requires that schools identify lunch items offered that day with nutritional components listed near or at the beginning of the serving lines. The next slide will show the inserts that we made up for our lines throughout the district that meet that requirement. Prior years, we have purchased dry erase boards. These dry erase boards range from $200 on up, and after a couple years, they started to look bad. So I came up with an idea that we can make our own inserts to display at the beginning of our lunch lines. Each menu insert tells us what we are offering that day and what components make up the lunch of that day. Highland and Monroe Center Schools students now have options as they go through the lunch line on what fruits and vegetables they would like to choose. On our lunch line, we offer a hot vegetable such as corn, green beans, broccoli, and at the end of the line we offer the canned fruit, which is in their natural juices, and right after that we have our fresh fruits and vegetables. We have bananas, apples, oranges. We have the vegetables with the broccoli, carrots, cucumbers, celery, sometimes some cauliflower in there. The students get excited that they get to choose their fruits and vegetables and seem to eat it a lot better. Breakfast signage is another requirement of the USDA. The USDA requires that we identify the components that make up a breakfast. We've made up these inserts that go along our line, helping the students build their breakfast. Step number 1 would be the dairy, step number 2, the fruits, and step number 3 would be our grain products. The breakfast line is set up about the same in every building. Some of the buildings are using their salad bar for their line, others we have purchased carts. These carts are able to move around the buildings to different locations when needed. New for the 2017-18 school year, we're going to be making some changes to our elementary school menu. We'll be offering the students at Highland and Monroe Center a secondary lunch option. We'll be looking at the data throughout the year to see if this helps increase the participation in those buildings. Monroe Center School will be going to a 5-digit PIN number instead of lunch cards. We've had problems with lunch cards disappearing or students losing them. I believe that we can teach the kids the 5-digit number like we use at the high school and junior high, and it'll be much easier for them to get through the lines. These are our numbers for the new lunch salad option that we put on our menu for the high school and junior high. This lunch is a complete lunch with all the components for the students. It counts as a complete meal. This is the first year we're offering this. I feel it went pretty well, and going forward next year we'll have some numbers to compare to and making any changes on new salads that we can make up for the students to have. This graph shows our free and reduced numbers for the school year. I've also included the past 7 years so we can compare from year to year. Right now at the school district we're at 31.3%, that's district-wide. Food service revenue, this is as of March 1st. It's broken down into 2 sections. sponsor claim and revenue. The sponsor claim is reimbursement from the federal government. The revenue is what we're generating in our buildings by selling lunches and breakfasts and a la carte items. Regulations for the 2017-18 school year. The USDA is still being flexible with that next sodium requirement. Right now, the USDA is uncertain if they are going to go to Target 2 requirements. This has actually put manufacturers behind on reformulating their products with that lower sodium content. Biomeric products, the USDA is now checking with our audits if we are actually purchasing product made or grown in the United States. This is right now, there's no fines or penalties right now, but they are pushing for schools to only have products that are processed or grown. Right now we only have a couple items on our shelves, and they're made by Domani, and they're actually formulated in China and shipped over here. So at one point or another they're going to have to switch, or we'll have to switch to a different product.